love of the game. Things changed, Dante and Lil Mike, long way came. They grown up now, on their own now. Support this CD, man.
I kick a freestyle if you want me to, boy, I'm bad. I'm Michael Jackson, boy, you wish that you had the balls that I had, boy, that you can't grab. I'm on this microphone, boy, big surge in the lab, yeah.
My name is Mosley. I'm a Green City firefighter. I'm retiring this year, 34 years of service. And my fondest memory, I'm not gonna say, you talk about rivalry, I don't know if it was a rivalry as much as it was pure competition, competing against each other, knowing that somebody is just as good as you. Because during the time that I came up, you talk about the C.C.C. never had the opportunity to play for the C.C.C. I wanted to play for the C.C.C. because I knew they were the real deal. I mean, it was Spanky, Rod Taylor, Dwight Sullivan, Sanchez Gardner, Tyrone Dawkins. I mean, it was Mike Sizemore. It was loaded. It was loaded. And I knew I used to try I couldn't play with the Raiders because I was living with my grandma. And I had my grandmother's address. And I was living with my mom, who stayed off of Anderson Road by Carolina High School. So she said she wouldn't wait around for me to have practice and play these games over in the city when I could play in the county. So I never had the opportunity to play, but I knew they were going to be legends. I knew they were going to be talked about from then to now because of the level of competition, because it was so fierce. And those are some of the memories, because I never had an opportunity to actually, I watched them one time. We were in a bowl game together. We were in a bowl game, and I watched Jason spanking them do their thing. I think they beat the team like it was 28-0 at half. I mean, they scored every time the offense had the ball. And I watched them, they watched me. They criticized me, I criticized them. I mean, because that's how it worked. You know, it was you had to bring your A game every time. There was no C, there was no D, because if you did, you would get embarrassed. So I remember one time I got elected to the Shrine Bowl, and just to let you know how high the level of competition was. I got elected to the Shrine Bowl. I was proud of the moment. Played in the Shrine Bowl, had 100-some yards, won the winning touchdown, scored the winning touchdown, I should say. Like a 72-yard run, like a minute 23 left in the game, 0-0, hero, yeah. Well, I got the game ball. And so I think it was the very next day, I saw Mr. Sanchez Gardner, son, that's what we call him. And he came up, he said, so, guy, what happened? I said, we won the game. He said, oh, okay. He said, what did you do? I told him what I did. And he said, okay. He said, I said, I got the game ball. And he looked at me. He said, if you was a true Raider, you would have got most valuable player. And that stuck with me from then to high school to college to now. Because that's just how competitive we were, from Mike Sizemore, Rod Taylor, Spanky Johnson, Jason Hill, Tyrone Dawkins, and Derek Booker was a tremendous athlete. And I'm gonna put it in I'm gonna say Spanky was the best all-around athlete. And I'm gonna put, to me personally, I think Derek was in the top 3. But the competition was so fierce, it could overwhelm him sometimes. But he was he was smooth as the other side of the pillow. He was a bad boy. And who else there was? Somebody else, Jason Hill. Jason Hill was a pretty all-around athlete. I mean, he could play baseball, basketball, and football at a high level. And but it was just fun to be around that level of competition. And it wasn't that you was afraid. You would be so jacked to compete against those level players, and those are the C.C. Raiders. those level of players, because if you did not bring your best, you get humiliated out there. And they gonna let you know it. They gonna let you know it. And I loved every bit of it. I loved every bit of it. So that's part of my fondest memory, because I didn't have the opportunity, because I played when they played. So I didn't have the opportunity for one time to see them actually play. But the most memorable thing when I relate to the C.C. Raiders as far as the organization, that was fiberglass help. That was on point, and everybody wanted one. You could play for the county, and I dominated in the county, but you still wanted to be a Raider. It didn't matter. I used to look, when we would drive by Cleveland Park, I couldn't even see the field. It would be so many people, and everybody that was there, from the girls to everyone that was there, I knew, and it was jam-packed, cars everywhere, and I wanted to be on that field. I wanted to be a part of that legacy that was being built, because you could see it then and have an opportunity. But that's just how things go with me. But I love just having to be a part of this segment, to be able to talk about the Raiders, because they were legendary. And I'm gonna comment also too on Mr. Gardner and Mr. Hill. Even though I was not a member of the C.C. Raiders, they treated me like a son. They talked to me. They asked me, because I was pretty good. So they talked to me, made sure I was good in my grades and everything, because I would go visit Jason. I'd go up to Son's house, and Mr. Gardner, we would talk, and he would see what's going on in my head, telling me and giving me guidance on how to be a better young man. And I never forgot that. I think the C.C. Raiders organization was more than football. It was a team, but it was a team about young black men building their character, trying to make them a better person. And if you look at us now, most of us are doing pretty good in their lives. And so I think that had a lot to do with it. That the way that Coach Gardner and Coach Hill brought that to us, to some of the guys, and then it stemmed from them to us, and it just trickled down. It was a trickle-down effect. And you just watch some of the young guys come up, and they rose to the occasion, staying with that same competition. Somewhere we lost it, and we need to get that back. We definitely need to get that back, because the competition is not as it was then. I mean, you could go. The competition was so fierce. You could go to Nickeltown Rec and go play some basketball, but you better be ready to go play basketball, because you got Spanky them gonna be there. Everybody gonna be there. Mike Sizemore gonna be there, and you might get dunked on, so you better be ready. As a matter of fact, Danny Jr. came down to get something. So you better be ready to play. And that was every day and everything that we did. So to conclude this segment, hey, I never played as a Raider, but I'm a Raider in heart. I'm a Raider in heart, because I think the things that were taught to me by Coach Gardner, Coach Hill, and the friendships that I've had with Spanky Sanchez, Mike Sizemore, Tyrone Dawkins, Derek Booker, that's something special. That's something special, even though we knew if we could have played together how things, I mean, they didn't need anybody. I would have just added to it, but I wanted to add to it. Hey, you can just put me on the kickoff return. Now, the offense may not get to come out, but you could have just put me on the kickoff return, because I was planning on scoring every time I touched it. But anyway, I would never trade the way I grew up, because I loved every bit of it, man. We had a good time and we rocked it. C.C. Raiders, they were bad boys. I mean, hands down. I can't say anything less. Everybody wanted to be a C.C. Raider. I definitely wanted to be a C.C. Raider. That's it. That's all I got.